Good morning. Today we are going to cover 4-3 logarithmic equations. As a reminder from yesterday, keep your answers in reduced fractions when possible. If not, round to 3 decimal places. Also, you cannot take the log of a negative number. Because of the algebra that we need to do to solve some of these equations, it could cause extraneous solutions. Remember, those are extra solutions that don't work. So we need to make sure we check our solutions to see if they really are. If none of them work, you have no solution. Just like yesterday, we are going to divide our sections into 2 types. Type 1 is both sides and every single term in the equation is a logarithm. Let's look at those. So you'll notice on A, both of the equations, or both of these sides, are log base 5. So that means if these are the same, then what's inside must also be the same. So I'm going to set what's inside equal to each other. 6 minus 3x equals 10 minus 5x. I'm going to add 5x to both sides. Subtract 6. And divide by 2. X equals 2. I need to see if these work. So I need to plug them in, and you can do that in your calculator if you want. What I'm checking is, does log base 5 of 6 minus 3x, or 3 times 2? What really is this number in here? So when I do that, I get log base 5 of 0. You cannot take the log of 0 or the log of a negative number. So this does not work. So this is an extraneous solution. So my answer is no solution. So when I say check to see if it works, what I'm looking at is when I plug it in, do I get a number that is bigger than 1 or bigger than 0? It must be a positive number in order for me to take the log of it. So if it's 0 or negative, it doesn't work. Let's move on to B. Notice B, I have 2 logs on the left and 1 on the right. In order for me to solve this, I must combine it down into log equals log. So I have to figure out, what does this plus really mean? How can I condense this down? So remember when we did 4-1, plus really meant times. So I'm going to rewrite this as log of x minus 3 times x equals log of 28. Now I have log equals log, so I can set both sides equal. So I'm going to go ahead and distribute that x, so I get x squared minus 3x equals 28. That's going to be a quadratic, so I need to set equal to 0. X squared minus 3x minus 28 equals 0. So I'm going to factor it, x minus 7 and x plus 4. So x equals 7 and x equals negative 4. I need to see, do they both work? So when I plug it back in to here and here, do I get positive numbers? So 7 minus 3 is 4. That's good. And 7's a positive number. -4 minus 3 is -7. Therefore, this does not work because I can't take the log of a negative number. That is my extraneous solution. Therefore, x equals 7 is my only solution. On to C. Again, I must combine down into one log. So minus really means divide. So I have log base 3 of 2x plus 1 over x minus 1 equals log base 3 of 7. Now that I have it down into one log equals another log, I set those equal. So I have 2x plus 1 over x minus 1 equals 7. I need to move that x minus 1 over to the other side, so I'm going to multiply by it. Those cancel. I get 2x plus 1 equals 7x minus 7. Subtract 2x. Add 7. So x equals 8/5. Check to make sure they both give me positive numbers. So 2 times 8/5 plus 1, that's a positive. 8/5 minus 1, that's a positive. Therefore, this solution does work. That is type 1, where we have logs of every single term. Type 2, we're going to have one log equals a number. Let's take a look at what that looks like. So this goes back to the very first thing we learned in this unit. Log equals a number. So we're going to use hamburger helper hand and we're going to convert it. So I'm going to draw my hand. And that meant 3 raised to the 2 equals 2x plus 15. 3 squared is 9. Subtract 15. And divide by 2. X equals -3. Again, I need to check. And what am I checking? When I plug it into the log part, do I get a positive number? So, in other words, if I plug in a -3 here, what do I get? So I end up with 2 times -3 is -6 plus 15 is 9. That is a positive number. That is good. So even though my x is a negative, it still is a solution because when I plug it in, I get a positive number. Looking at B, first thing I need to do is get rid of this plus. I can't use hamburger helper hand until I combine it down into one singular log. So plus really means times, so I end up with log 8 of 4 times 4x squared minus 6 equals 1. Now we can go ahead and draw our hand and convert because I have log equals number. So I end up with 8 to the first equals, and I'm going to go ahead and distribute that while I can. I'm going to add 24 to both sides. I'm going to divide by 16. And I'm going to take the square root. Remember, when I take the square root, I need to automatically put plus or minus. When I plug them both into the original equation, they do both work. Let's look at the last two. So looking at C, I have again 2 log equals a number. I need to get it down to just 1. So first thing I'm going to take care of is this minus. Minus really, when I combine them, remember, means divide. So I have log base 6 of x minus 4 over x plus 3. And that all equals 2. From there, I'm going to draw my hand, and we're going to convert. So it's 6 squared equals x minus 4 over x plus 3. 6 squared is 36. I'm going to multiply both sides by x plus 3 to move that out of the denominator. That leaves me with 36x plus 108 equals x minus 4. So it's 35x, subtract 108 equals a negative 112. X equals negative 16/5. When I plug this in, negative 16/5 minus 4 is a negative number. Therefore, this solution does not work. My answer is no solution. When all of your answers are extraneous, your answer is no solution. Finally, on D, I do just have 1 log, but again, I can't use hamburger helper hand until I isolate it. It has to be log equals number for this to work. So I need to go ahead and move the 4 to the other side. To do that, I'm going to subtract 4. I get negative 6 log 2 of 3x minus 1 equals negative 24. I need to divide by negative 6. I cannot have anything out front. So I get log 2 of 3x minus 1 equals 4. From here, we're going to do hamburger helper hand. So I get 2 to the 4th equals 3x minus 1. 2 to the 4th is 16. Add 1. And divide by 3. This is a solution. When I plug it in, it does work. Gets me a positive number. That is it for this lesson. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me, and I will see you tomorrow.